Hello there, Tuesday, and what's good, Internet? My name is Attacks. Welcome back to my 2K16 Universe Mode. I'm so used to saying the other things, so now I gotta get used to saying Universe Mode for a little bit here. Universe Mode is episode 2. Still don't know what the hell I'm doing, but we're not gonna play this match because that's not super interesting, so we're gonna simulate. And Enzo and Cass win. We're gonna simulate Trish Stratus wins. I really don't want to play a women's match today. I will certainly at some point get into that. We're going to simulate here, and we're going to say that Emma wins. And then we're going to simulate Kane versus Dude Love. Kane wins. And then we're going to play Brock Lesnar, Kevin Owens, because that actually sounds more interesting to play as I discuss the usual news, etc., etc. Welcome to another fine Tuesday here on this, what the hell was that? On this channel, I'm playing as Brock Lesnar, and it is Tuesday, and there is a little bit of news to discuss here as I attempt to go into boy mode. I'm pretty sure the game's on Legend, so I might or might not have some problems fighting Mr. Owens here today on this channel. So, first things first, there is a new trademark from the WWE, and they have trademarked WWE Storytime. Now, what this actually ends up being and what I want this to be are probably two different things entirely. So, one would imagine it's some kind of a show for the network, and, you know, what that ends up being, who knows? Perhaps, maybe a more, some kind of a show kind of like ride-along, but with, like, bedtime stories, or just recapping great feuds in a storytelling format, you know, something like that. But for me, what I'd like it to be, and what it will never end up being, is if you had current day, or even previous, you know, if you had previous day WWE superstars attempting to retell Attitude Era storylines in a PG format to kids as they're trying to go to bed, I think would be absolutely fucking hilarious. They would never do that, but that would be just so great. It'd be so great. Just have them kind of recap the week-to-week storylines and be like, and then Triple H put on the Kane mask and was in the coffin, and he said, I'm sorry, I screwed your brains out, and threw what looked like brains at the screen, and that was the Katie Vick storyline. Yeah, that'd be amazing. They would never do that. But man, how cool would that be? Anyway, moving on. Apparently tomorrow, or I guess tonight, we'll find out, but at the Smackdown tapings, they're going to reveal who Brock Lesnar is, who Brock Lesnar's SummerSlam opponent will be, and I know what you're thinking. It is way too fucking early to start mentioning SummerSlam, but here's the thing. Brock Lesnar is fighting in UFC this Saturday. That's right, that's this fucking week. So therefore, if you have UFC and they've agreed to promote SummerSlam, you really want to announce who Brock Lesnar is going to fight at SummerSlam. So they're going to announce it. Obviously, they didn't announce it on Raw, but they're going to announce it on Smackdown. And Smackdown obviously not live yet, so we're going to find out tonight as they tape Smackdown this evening, and we get those spoilers at some point, you know, between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. or, you know, whenever the time zone is for when they're taping Smackdown this week. But who that is going to be, the current rumor, is Randy Orton. Yeah, that's the last I heard. They're going to have, obviously, the return of Randy Orton next month. And that's the rumor, is he's going to fight Randy Orton at SummerSlam. And that's if he manages to not get himself injured at UFC this Saturday. So that remains to be seen. Like, it's UFC, it's real, anything can happen. Certainly, you would imagine that he's not going to fight Roman Reigns. Like, they're not going to announce Roman Reigns while he's currently out on a suspension. You would think. But again, anything can happen. Anything can happen. You don't know what, you know, they're planning. They could do the kind of the easy way out of saying, hey, Brock's going to fight whoever the champion is after Battleground, considering that Battleground match is a triple threat. So that could be, you know, either Ambrose or Reigns or Rollins. And, you know, certainly all three men have their own beefs with Brock Lesnar. They could turn that SummerSlam main event into a goddamn fatal four-way, even though I don't think they will, because obviously we have this brand split draft happening, and one would imagine that by SummerSlam we should certainly have our distinct rosters at that point, right? Right? You would hope. Uh-oh. He's gonna do his suicide dive. Yep. Here comes Kevin Owens over the top. Yep. There we go. By the time that you're watching this, we should be finding out pretty soon when or who Lesnar's opponent will be for SummerSlam. That's provided he's not hurt by the time we get to SummerSlam, which is certainly in the realm of possibility if Mark Hunt just, you know, totally fucks him up. Now, before this whole thing went down, before the whole Roman Reigns thing went down, you would have thought, okay, Roman Reigns would, you know, if he was still champ and didn't get, you know, hit for wellness, it would have been a no-brainer to have Brock Lesnar beat, or, well, it would have been a no-brainer if Brock Lesnar defeated Mark Hunt, who is called the Super Samoan, and then have Brock lose to Reigns, the real Super Samoan, at SummerSlam. But certainly that is all fucked up now, and won't happen. But speaking of the brand split, speaking of SmackDown, they're saying that, and speaking of SummerSlam, fuck off, Kevin Owens. And speaking of SummerSlam, they're saying that this AJ Styles and John Cena program is going to continue into SummerSlam, because they're not having a one-on-one in Battleground. They're having a six-man tag at Battleground. So we are continuing that feud into SummerSlam, supposedly, and the fact that they're going to be fighting at SummerSlam kind of gives you the idea that, hey, those guys are going to be on the same brand by SummerSlam. And the other part of that is, oh, come on! Goddamn legend fucking difficulty. The other part of that is the fact that, you know, the implication that there's going to be a SmackDown World Title. Certainly, you would have, at SummerSlam, AJ Styles and John Cena fighting for that SmackDown World Title. Those would certainly be two of the top guys on that show. So, didn't get it. Owens beats Lesnar. What? So there you go. KO beat me as I was playing Lesnar here on Legend difficulty, because, you know, that's going to happen as I continue to play Universe mode on Legend difficulty, because at this point, fucking why not? Like, there's no point in me just, you know, playing it on anything less than that. So, what? Okay. Sure, there's status effects. I'm not sure what the status effects are or do, but certainly these guys are, you know, changing a little bit in their stuff, so that's cool, I guess. Anyway, we're gonna kind of skip over John Cena versus Ultimate Warrior here. As hilarious as that would be, we're gonna skip over John Cena versus the Warrior. Cena wins. Spoiler: Cena wins. And then we're gonna advance here and just take a look at what's going on SmackDown here. We have Alundra Blaze and Emma. We have the Bellas versus Naomi and Tamina. We have Billy Gunn versus Adam Rose. We have our rivalry here of AJ and Enzo. We have Sin Cara Kalisto versus Miz and Mizdow. We've got Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, Benoit Barrett. And we have Ryback versus the Terminator. And, you know, we'll get into those. Wait, isn't there? There's no third? Alright, I need to put in that third rivalry here on SmackDown. I don't know why I don't have one. So, I'll get into that in a little bit here, but that's kind of it for today. You know, these kind of will depend on how long the matches end up going for, and they'll depend on how much news and rumors I have to talk about. I'm still kind of rolling the gears in my head about doing a Here Comes the Pain story thing. That might happen, but I've got so much going on this week that it's just easy to kind of fall back on doing these universe matches and just kind of, you know, doing my usual daily content, because it's kind of hard to plan new content in the middle of making new daily content. As anyone who does YouTube on a daily basis will tell you, there is certainly a lot of, you know, time that these things take to happen. So it is still under consideration whether or not I do that actually on my PS3 for a PS2 game, or if I do that in an emulator, which would be a lot easier once my GTX 1070 video card shows up, which should be this Thursday, so there should be videos on that once I get that video card and go through the whole install process. It's going to be a nightmare, but that's kind of my weekend project. So until then, and until next time, and as always, I am your host, Sackfly, and I'll see you next time, and every day more videos right here on this channel, and I'm out.